I got it. All right, hold on. I'm taking a pill.
You're gonna what, huh?
Yeah. All right. I got it. Oh, great. That was online. Oh,
Yeah,
terrific.
that's our theme song.
Terrific. Yeah, we got a new theme song.
Can't get it out of your head.
So you were looking up stories. Oh yeah. So I forgot that we have not. Oh, come on, me. I forgot there's the debate coming up on
Yes, that was
Tuesday. So
actually
we're
one of
gonna
the
drink through
things.
that again.
That was one of the things. Say that again.
Are we drinking through that again? Last time it became very helpful to have some alcohol with us.
Sure.
Made me more depressed.
I think it might be
Yeah.
better if we like smoked some weed or something.
There we go.
But
I'm in. We're there. But yeah, so we'll hopefully it'll be more interesting. Um,
I don't. You know why? I mean, it'll be probably more informative. And certainly, you're not gonna have. It's not gonna be as painful
oh
as
God.
watching the Joe Biden thing,
Oh, it's
but it's
awful.
not gonna be that much more interesting
Hmm.
because they still have the mics
Yeah.
not
Right?
turned on all the
Yeah.
time.
And his people
And
win.
that's what I want to see. I want to see Trump losing his shit.
Because it should be all I'm speaking, and it would not go well for him. I don't think. I really don't think.
It would be amazing.
It would
It
be,
it
but
it, it it probably still will be amazing
oh yeah. I imagine him
and
just ripping off
funny.
the mic and just running for her or stalking like he did with Hillary. That was kind of fun. Remember when he was like totally stalking her,
Oh yeah.
walking up
Yeah.
behind her? It's so
That
awesome.
was so weird when he
It
did that.
was, it was, it
And what they
was.
say, like she's not allowed to have a footstool because
Yeah,
he
he's
wants to
freaking out
install
about
her.
that.
About
About
what?
a footstool. He doesn't want her standing on a box. And he said that they've already set
Is
precedent.
he that pathetic?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. He's apathetic. I can actually look that up here. Hold the phone, make sure that doesn't fall. Yeah, Trump on a box. Trump on a box. It was a great tweet.
The guy that has fucking heel lifts doesn't
Yeah.
want a woman standing on
No, I can't find it. Yeah, no, he
Is it the
didn't.
top there?
podium box.
Last minute debate over Harris. I wanted to know which guy. No lifts, no boxes. That's it. Here we go. So, where is it? Well, I can't find the. I can't find the thing. Remains neck and neck. Strange demand for ABC News debate next week. Oh, Jesus Christ! How many of these am I supposed to click on? I can't find it. I don't know. You can find it for me, Steve, or you can keep talking.
Yeah.
But I thought, yeah, here, see what I can find. You talk.
There we go.
Let me find it.
So yeah, we were
So did you guys
looking
ever
forward
find
to
out
that.
how to get in there?
Huh?
Because I've been looking and I haven't found anything, and nobody that I know is getting in there
What?
to
Getting
the
into the
debate.
debate.
Oh no, I didn't know anybody.
Is
I
it just media? Do you know? I mean, not media, but is it just what they do? How do they? Do you have any idea who they're selecting for that?
No,
Oh, okay.
I suppose like the Inquirer and WHYY would have to be there
Yeah.
yeah.
because like they're pretty important like regional media.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously some of the big shots maybe they're like in the spin room or whatever.
Right.
Um, but like it's like there's not any tickets or anything like that.
Okay.
In fact, they're closing the roads to the area too.
Oh wow.
Some of the roads around it.
That's wild.
Mm.
Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Sorry, this is fun. Is that it? Truth. Yeah, there we go. Okay. No boxes or artificial lifts will be allowed to stand on during my upcoming debate with Comrade Kamala Harris. We've had this out previously with former NYC Mayor Michael Bloomberg when he was in a debate and he was not allowed a lift. It would be a form of cheating, and the Democrats cheat enough. You are who you
How is
are.
that a fucking
It
cheat?
was determined.
Like,
Yeah.
how does like number one, who's voting on anybody based on fucking height?
I don't know. And what if she just wears fucking heels? Like women wear heels. What, you're gonna
Yeah,
have
that's
to
a thing.
Going flats.
go in flats? Like that's the new thing. You must be in flats. Like she's tall enough. I wonder how tall is she?
Does is anybody checking his
I think
shoes?
she's 20.
Yeah, right. You should.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. How tall is Kamala?
He says he's 6'6". He's not 6'6".
He's not 6'6".
No, he lies. To 6 foot, 6 foot to 6'3". Harris is 5 feet 4 inches tall, so she's about my height. I'm 5'5".
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
yeah.
Hillary was what, 5'7"?
yeah,
Yeah,
big
So
deal.
she's an average size woman.
yeah, yeah,
Big deal.
yeah. Right.
Big deal.
Again, doesn't matter.
Weirdo.
It doesn't like nobody's voting on somebody because they were tall.
No,
No,
especially
no.
not on camera. The camera equals everybody out. The camera's, what do you think, he's gonna go back from her and from him talking and then it's gonna go to her and she'll just be a forehead? Like, is that what he's imagining the camera guy is gonna do? Well, actually, policy, she's gotta keep jumping up. Like, what the hell?
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
It is stupid.
Yes,
So I thought that,
yes.
but I don't know what you have on the table, but I actually have Trump's newest thanks for holding that. Trump's newest
It's not a problem to have it there.
well,
People
it
might
actually,
need to-
but it is, no, it focuses on this, and
Oh,
you and I don't get focused on, so
Oh,
that's the
okay.
problem. So, his cease and desist prompt, message, did you see that this morning?
No, what happened?
Like, I'm really
I
confused
watched
by this.
cartoons. The
I'm
one
very-
bit of TV I watched was cartoons.
Oh,
So
God bless you. That's so wonderful. So here, let's take a look. And I would like it if we could go back and forth, because this is very, very weird to me. Can you see it?
yeah.
All right, so let's go. Cease and desist. I, together with many, can you do it in your voice? Together with many attorneys and legal scholars, I'm watching the sanctity of the 2024 presidential election very closely because I know better than most that rampant cheating and skullduggery.
That's a fun word. I love that
It
word.
kind of is. I'm going to give him a point for 25-cent word there, but unless we're taking it our
Well, it's a
SATs.
Victorian.
It is very weird. That has
Yeah.
taken place by the Democrats in the 2020 presidential election. It was a disgrace to our nation. Therefore, the 2024 election, where votes are just started being cast, will be under the closest professional scrutiny. And when I win, those people that cheated will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, which will include long-term prison sentences, so that this depravity of justice does not happen again. We cannot let our country further devolve into a third world nation, and we won't. Please beware that this legal exposure extends to lawyers, political operatives, donors, illegal voters, and corrupt election officials. Those involved in unscrupulous behavior will be sought out, caught, and prosecuted at levels, unfortunately, never before seen in our country. What the fuck?
This is like, all right, there's several things here. I mean,
Gonna share
aside
back?
from
Hold on.
the tripling and doubling down
Mhm.
of the 2020 election bullshit, like that didn't happen.
Right.
Like, claiming that it didn't,
Right.
that it happened when the reality is that it didn't. And where it did, it was on their side.
Yeah.
Aside from that, setting that aside, because that's,
Put that aside.
that's tired.
Okay.
Let's focus on the danger of threatening, donors, political operatives that like were maybe just doing their job, or corrupt election. Like, what do you define as corrupt election? Actually doing your job?
Right?
Like we've seen with this guy, you know,
Yeah.
thinks is corrupt and isn't corrupt, and
Yeah,
clearly he,
right,
this is
but
a
obviously the
situation
courts
of
aren't a
calling.
judge, right? Sorry, but the courts aren't a judge because the courts judged last time, right?
Yeah, yeah, right.
So
So you're going to go after like people legally doing their job and fulfilling their roles.
I don't know. Like I'm trying to get my head around it. When I win, so he's already assuming that he's winning. In his head, he's won already. And all
Of
change,
course,
right?
which is gonna bring back he's gonna redo like everything he tried to do in 2020 is
Right.
what that tells me. And it tells me that he's gonna call for violence
Yeah,
again.
loud and clear. Yeah. In fact, I think the last speech he was at, he even was saying like, "Well, we better be ready for this, or we're not going to have a country." He's already started the "we're not going to have a country"
Oh,
bullshit.
yeah, well, he said that like from the get-go, like he's been doing that from the get-go.
Oh, well,
Mhm.
yeah, but I mean, shoo, this is just a mess. This is just crazy. And again, like how is he going to decide who is the corrupt person if
And
the
who the
court?
fuck gives
Oh,
him the right to decide? Like, that's not your role. You are not law enforcement. You are not a judge.
yeah,
You were not a district attorney.
no,
Mhm.
And
no,
frankly, like, you don't get to fucking say all that shit after you spend 4 fucking years, arguing that your actual crimes were a witch hunt.
right, right. That
Like,
jury
you don't
dug
get to
his
do that
heels.
level
Yeah,
of hypocrisy.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And Steve had it. What was your analogy about the
Oh, that was I was listening to a podcast with Mark Elias, the election attorney. He's been the one spearheading a lot of these things to fight off the MAGA
Yeah,
bullshit,
yeah, 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 yeah.
elections and all that nonsense. The 65 trials, that basically he was at the front of that. Anyway, he was saying it's sort of like with these not electors, but the election officials that they're putting in place and trying to give them, like in Georgia, the ability to decide whether a vote counts or not, as opposed to just counting the damn vote. He's like, it equates to me like the scoreboard operator in a sporting event telling the referees whether or not that was a touchdown.
right, like giving him a flag.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
you're just there to record the numbers. You're not there to make a call on whether it was accurate or not. So I thought that was a pretty good analogy.
That is a great analogy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that is stuff that belongs in the hands, of judges, if anybody,
Yes.
if anybody,
Right.
Anybody. I mean,
I mean,
Joe.
that's what they're trained to do,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know.
Yeah. And I think,
And it's not that hard to secure an election. Many elections go on
No,
in many, many democratic countries
matter of fact,
all over,
every single election before
right? Right?
before this guy
Yeah. And it,
was, very secure.
right?
And even his own people said during the 2020 election that it was the most secure election in like fucking history. So like, what
Right.
the fuck are you talking about?
Right. Right.
Like, you're spouting nonsense.
Right.
Mhm.
But because they want to believe that he won, that it feels like there was cheating to all these
But
people.
he admitted that he lost
Yeah, but
By a whisker.
by a whisker.
by a
7
whisker.
million votes by a
A
whisker.
whisker.
That's a whisker.
Just a whisker.
Ugh.
Well, I mean, in a country of like 250 million people, I guess that would be a whisker.
Man.
I don't know.
Even if, like, say, like, what, a quarter of them actually voted.
Mhm.
All right, Kat, I'm not interested in seeing your ass.
No.
Ah.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
That is not the pussy I want to see.
Hey, sorry, girl.
So I'm sorry, it was there.
It was low hanging fruit.
It was. And you know what? To be
He's
honest,
cut off, by the way. His low hanging, he has none.
Danny would have made the same joke.
Good to know. It's good to know. So what did you find news-wise?
I was actually looking at, because I was interested in, the 76ers protest
Oh, yeah.
this weekend. So apparently, the 76ers are kind of backing off of their previously agreed to um position of not accepting any taxpayer money.
Mhm.
Apparently they're trying to put in the contract now that if another team in Philly, like say the Flyers or another arena like Wells Fargo or whatever gets taxpayer money, then that same amount of money also has to go to the 76ers.
Mhm.
So, like, I mean, which I knew that they were full of shit about that from the beginning, just like their fake ass impact study, that didn't even like absolve them of the things that
Oh, right,
were being asserted
yep,
by you know the residents,
right. It
you
supported
know
it from everything I
like
saw, right?
yeah, a lot of it was, affirming, the assertions by the residents,
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know. But I feel like they're gonna still ram this thing through, whether,
Yeah.
it's, beneficial to the city or not, whether,
that's a bad idea.
they get taxpayer funded, tax money or not, whether the residents want it or not. And frankly, I think I'm looking this as almost internal colonialism.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
have this rich, guy, um, I don't know if he's actually white or not, but he's at a minimum white
Josh
passing.
Harris, yeah. Mhm.
Um, invading
yeah, no,
and taking
sure. That's,
a chunk,
yeah, yeah,
adjacent to Chinatown
yes,
and
city,
like
yeah,
dominating
yep,
this area
yep,
and destroying it.
yeah.
That's
That's really a good
like,
definition. Yeah, that's very observant.
you, you know, it, I'm not saying that the residents are indigenous or
No,
anything,
I know what you mean, though.
but
It's definitely an established, it's one of the
in the sense
oldest
that
communities, or immigrant community continuously
it
occupied
in the
immigrant community.
U.S.,
Yeah, and in Philadelphia, certainly. It's a treasure
yeah,
for history, really. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Really punching down.
oh gosh, yeah. And they're there first. I mean, they're not just there, like they've actually this is an actual place, a culture,
Yeah.
it's here. So
Yeah.
he's definitely infiltrating. I think that's an apt analogy.
Yep. And I mean, you're getting, I mean, I know Camden is not any great shakes or, it's not this best thing in the world, but they're offering what, hundreds of millions of dollars in tax breaks. You're across the river. I mean, to me, I don't think any sports team should be footed by public dollars. I don't care
no,
who.
not at
I
all,
don't care
not
if
at
it's the
all.
Eagles. I don't care who it is. If you don't like this city and you don't like making millions and millions and
Yeah,
millions of dollars, go wherever you're going to go. I
get the
don't
fuck
care.
out.
You're getting a huge tax break anyway just by owning an NFL franchise, for
Sure.
Yeah.
instance.
I mean, and I
Cash cow.
enjoy sports.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
enjoy
yeah.
sports and
Oh,
I enjoy, like I love, the Eagles, I'm still more of a Miami fan, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Boo.
yeah,
That's a
I can
different
be
show.
forgiven. I love, the Flyers, I love everything about it, but if you're like fucking over your city, like, no,
Right?
no.
Right.
That's a bad, no, no, no.
Yeah. I mean,
No one wants that, except
no.
a handful of people want that.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
again,
know.
like we've seen in other places, DC, for instance,
Yeah,
you don't
we
get
saw
that. You don't get that
it's
economic
clear.
boost. You don't get
They
It
that.
ruined DC.
They
it
ruined that
ruined it. Yeah,
They
Chinatown.
it's
Yeah.
did.
very corporate. Their
Yeah.
their Chinatown is very corporate and just isn't really a Chinatown.
No,
It's
no,
not,
No. And there's and
No,
you
no,
can,
there's
and
a
you
great
can,
documentary on it.
Yeah.
That was
They're,
made
they're
6
about
years old.
they're about as Chinatown is like Panda Express.
Yeah, there's like 6.
Yeah.
They went down from like I forget what the number was of families that were there before they built their stadium, but it went down to 6 families. And that was like 10 something years ago, and like they were all old people that were obviously not going to be staying there much longer. So I mean, literally, it took a real community down to like nothing.
Oh, matter of fact, that like the best like now the best like Thai place in DC is actually in Columbia Circle.
Hmm.
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 Or no, not Columbia, DuPont Circle.
DuPont
Oh, right.
Circle.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, DuPont, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing
So
there.
like on
We
the
met
other
there
side of
like
the city.
yeah, there was nothing there. No,
Yeah.
it's a shame. It's a crying shame.
Yeah. And then of course the economic numbers they always promise. I mean, a lot of the information I was reading,
That was
like,
garbage from the get. Like it was
is.
obviously
Yeah.
like inflated.
You get
It
it
was
for like
obviously
yeah, right. You get it for the building trades. You get it for a lot of,
Mhm.
guys who are just to build it and put it up. That's where you get most of your boost. And then those guys all leave.
yeah.
I mean, they're not
right.
in the
And that's
city,
temporary.
living in the city. Yeah.
No. And people aren't gonna. I don't even think people who like the Sixers will like it because you're gonna have to go in a really trafficy area.
No, I know a lot of people that like the Sixers that don't want this.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
A
it's a pain
lot
in
of
the ass.
them that love. Yeah, because you got to go. You got to go downtown.
Right.
Like it's already crowded.
Hmm. Right.
There's not going to be enough parking. There's not. You got to park
Oh. Well, they're all like,
like
"Oh, people just use the trains," and
fucking
I'm like, "I don't think
bumfuck
really
each.
they will."
No. Mm-mm.
Have you ever been on the L?
Right? Right? I mean, yeah, right? And it's not that, yeah, no. It's not, they're just gonna come in from the suburbs and it'll be so convenient. No, I
No,
don't think
actually,
it's
the
gonna
stadium
be.
area where you're at right now should be more convenient.
Yeah, that's perfectly convenient. You drive
The
your
other day
car
I
right there, right over the bridge, boom.
the other day I was riding the L to go into Center City because I was coming from somewhere else. On the same in the same car, there was a guy shooting up and another guy jerking off.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Like
Wow.
and they were like in the same like same side,
Wow. Well, I guess,
like who wants
hey.
to ride with that?
Right. No. I was thinking about crowds, but I guess there's a whole different issue that
Oh,
I
yeah.
wasn't
There,
even
I mean,
thinking about.
there's that too. Like, depending on where you get on, like sometimes you're packed in there like a sardine.
Yep. And
You
also
know,
the
I
trains
mean,
don't
and
run
that's just part of riding the train. But
right.
And I'm not sure how many suburban people really want to go down into Center City.
Well, the problem is when you do that,
Yeah.
then if you want to leave early or something like that, you're stuck if you go, oh, we only have one train an hour even. Maybe it even gets later than that, but it's like one every, so it's I don't know if you've ever
it's they're pretty frequent.
not the trains home to the suburbs.
Oh, you talking about the
Going
train
home.
trains?
Yeah,
that-
yeah. So if you come in
Petco.
from like Westchester, you got like one,
Yeah,
after like a certain time, it's like every 2 hours, right? And it's really
yeah,
fun.
yeah,
You
yeah,
miss
yeah.
it. You missed it. I've done that a million times.
Yeah.
Our karate, our head instructor lives down in Delaware.
Uh-huh.
And there was one day, like during this summer, during camp, where I had to go in and open up. Now,
Wow.
normally I didn't go to do my classes until like around noonish,
Mm-hmm.
but I had to go in there at like 9 o'clock to go open the doors because he was stuck
Right.
in Delaware because they kept canceling trains.
Right. That's it. Right. And you miss one train and it's like there's not enough like in DC, there's another one coming right next. Like it runs like the subway, but all the
Right? Yeah.
trains do. But here, your regional rail is just, hey, good luck.
Yeah.
An hour. Get one. You missed it. Oh well.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It's so inconvenient. So I can't imagine people are going to use it with that kind of, capacity, which isn't very good.
In other news, and these two things are kind of in the same sort of vein of increased, money that has to come out of my pocket. Out of my pocket, damn it.
Sucks.
Bob Casey is like really hitting hard on shrinkflation and like corporate price gouging,
Hmm.
which is really, really good. And I hope that people are listening to him because that is like the number one driver of the so-called inflation has been corporate price gouging and shrinkflation.
Sure.
And people need to understand that it is not the policies of the Biden administration that has led to a lot of these problems. In fact, it's the exact opposite. Like the only reason we're doing it as well as we have is because of Biden's policies. And we need warriors like Bob Casey to get in there, and more so than you know the people.
Hold on, we're losing you. Uh-oh, Corey disappeared. Corey, we've lost you, my good man.
You're frozen up.
Frozen up. But I see what he's saying. And I totally agree that shrinkflation. Didn't Kroger have to admit that their chicken and eggs and shit like that,
Oh, yeah, you can pull that
they
up.
were
Yeah, while
I
we're
can-
waiting for him to resign.
well, no, because there's frozen screen, so now's not a good time because then
Well, they
I'm
can
we're all
at
doing
least queue it up.
No, you queue it up. You queue it up.
I'm gonna queue it up on my phone.
Oh, queue it up. on your
I'm gonna
phone
have
then.
my own little meeting.
But yes, it's corporate greed, and it's pretty terrible. But then here's the fun thing. So say Kamala says, "Hey, let's stop it with the corporate greed," right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they all go commie.
She's a commie.
No, she's not.
Oh, sorry.
She's not a communist. She's a naturalist. No, that means she likes to get naked. We don't.
She would be on the
I don't
naked
know.
bike ride.
Well, maybe she would. I don't know. I was on the naked bike ride, but I was not naked. So while we're waiting for Corey, I guess, to possibly come back, possibly not. Steve's looking up some Kroger goodness. Kroger is a supermarket that you don't see in Philadelphia so much, but it was my market when I lived in Georgia. I went to the Kroger or the Publix. Those were my two markets. What were yours, Steve? Do you remember the name of yours in Arizona? Or did you not grocery shop
They weren't
back
great
then?
grocery stores out
You don't
there.
even remember the name of it?
It was like Fry's.
I don't know that name.
Yeah, there's
Anywho, bad Kroger. And I imagine if Kroger did it, so did, I don't know, who are we, Acme?
Acme.
Acme in Philadelphia?
Yeah, they all probably followed suit, right?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Although, yeah, again, I was going to mention to him the whole CARES Act being passed through the Trump administration, which had to be done and was bipartisan. But as we said, you've got now money going into the hands of people who could not work at the time. But then also you had the supply chain breakdown, so you had
Yeah.
more money chasing fewer goods. So that's
Yeah.
classic inflation.
Sure.
But again, it happened under Trump, the CARES Act. But again, it was something was needed, and I think it made us stronger coming out of it than
Yeah.
any other country in the world because we
Yeah.
invested that much.
Yes.
So, but it's nobody's fault. It's not Biden's fault. It's
Mhm.
not Trump's fault. It's just that the fact that supply chains completely imploded.
No, I
And you
don't,
had lots of money chasing fewer goods.
right, and I don't feel like we're in a bubble or anything, but I mean,
No.
I don't feel like while I notice prices are a problem and you know, it's expensive
Mhm.
or now,
Expensive.
like expensive, like it's not insane, like it's not like completely prohibitively horribly, I don't know, like
No.
it's not like people are acting like it's so horrible, and I have a
Yeah.
feeling like it's almost like, guys, you know, the market's going to go up and down for a little while sometimes, and
Yeah.
you know, we don't need to be so reactive over every little
Well, I
change
think-
that
right.
hurts.
And I think if you're primed to do it, if you've got people screaming that it's
Yeah.
inflation,
Yeah.
inflation, you're going to go into the market and be like, wow, this thing is really out of control.
Right. Just like you're gonna look at you're gonna start counting Mexicans if you think it's immigration.
Immigration,
Oh,
Hey, sorry about that.
no
I don't know what the
worries.
hell happened.
It happens. So we went on and Steve was
Right.
pulling up something about Kroger.
Yeah, a Forbes article, which was interesting. But go ahead. You were talking
Kroger, the
about the guy under oath who admitted they were raising prices.
what I was gonna say the grocery store company.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was obvious that was the case.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, it only takes half a brain.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at
Brain cell, brain cell.
brain cell.
Half a brain cell.
Yeah, I was looking up and I found an article on Forbes, that commie rag. And they're saying on the stand, he testified that yes, they raised milk and egg retail prices above the rate of cost inflation. They basically called it cherry picking, but industry data shows otherwise. Price gouging and manipulation in the grocery industry have been widespread, driving food prices up over 30% since 2019.
I honestly think that they've been doing this long before this.
Yeah,
And the difference now is that they've just been caught.
yes.
Like, I mean, there are things that I've paid before, you know, that were just ridiculously high that shouldn't have been,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
And the other thing about the eggs thing, I remember some guy I know who's a sort of a MAGA dude, and this was the thing he was throwing out there about the eggs
Mhm.
and the egg prices. But then again, we all forget about the bird flu, which was wiping out
Yeah.
tens or not hundreds of thousands of birds.
Yeah, because
So
they just kill all the like if
yeah,
they find it, they just kill them.
yeah. So I mean, obviously the price of eggs would go up. But if that's
Yeah.
your only thing you're hanging your hat on, well, you know, I think there's more evidence on the other side, as Forbes is saying, that there's been consistent price inflation of 30%. I mean, that's crazy since 2019. That's nuts.
But yeah, I mean, you know, and here's the thing, you know, with this is why Democrats have consistently done so much better on the economy than Republicans have over the course of like the last 50 years.
Mhm.
Because corporations instinctually as an entity are going to exploit because their decision making process is based on profits for their stockholders. If you don't have a regulatory like schema in place, they're just going to focus on short-term profits. They don't give a damn
Mhm.
about, you know, me and you know,
Mhm.
or our neighbors, you know, whether we can eat or not.
Yep.
They're still, if they're still making profits, they're making profit.
Sure.
Like they don't care if we end up homeless, you know,
Nope.
because we can't afford, you know, to live because we're paying all of our money to food or, you know, utilities or whatever. And the same thing goes as far as like, you know, the so-called green revolution. You know, it, the reason why we haven't shifted fully over to renewable energies is because the market's been stymied by, you know, traditional, you know, nuclear, coal, gas, natural gas, even,
Mhm.
you know, industries because they don't want to screw up their profits.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Even if by switching over, they would extend those profits well into the future.
Yeah.
Yep.
The other part of what I was just before I got booted is apparently property value or property taxes in Southwest and West Philly are going to double this coming year.
Hmm.
What is
That's
Insane.
yeah. Yeah, you got your notice, obviously.
property taxes?
Yeah.
But that's good. That means your property went up.
Not by enough. Like it went up to like I think 150-ish.
Percent?
No, 150,000.
Oh, years. Okay. Whew.
From like 120 to 150,000.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like so $30,000. That's nothing.
That's kind of what ours went up to. Just yeah.
Yeah. Nah.
You know, which to be fair though, like I was talking to a friend of mine, a lawyer friend of mine, who's also, you know, been in the market lately, you know, for a house. And she doesn't live in Philly, but the houses that she has to look at, like there's nothing in our price range, you
Mm-hmm.
know, where she is. It's all like 350, 400,000.
Mm.
like literally like almost $500,000,
Phew.
for a house. And my house is bigger than all of the ones she was looking at.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that's insane.
Yeah, they're gonna have to make some affordable housing somewhere. I mean, you can't just keep telling people they're gonna have to pay.
How is Kamala's plan to make affordable housing going to work? How does she do that?
I think she's gonna essentially flood the market by building like a bunch of new houses, like several million
Like
new
federal houses?
houses. Huh?
Like federal houses, I guess she can do that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I assume they would be either private, you know,
Well, I just don't know how a president just becomes a developer and builds millions of houses.
through HUD.
Assume they were federal.
HUD.
Oh, HUD, right, right,
Yeah.
okay. Federal.
Well, yes and no, but like, well, our house isn't HUD supported, but like when we were buying a lot of the houses that were like potential
Mhm.
for us were like HUD supported houses, like in the sense that like they would be part of the financing
Mhm.
for that. Now when you do that, it's far more strict,
Mhm.
like as far as like the house basically has to be like fucking perfect,
Mhm.
like flawless before they'll fund it.
Mhm.
So you're looking at paying more or getting less,
Right.
but like that's certainly one method. They have all sorts of ways they can do it.
I
They
figured
could
so.
also which I know is something that's been like a lefty sort of agenda, limit the number of like properties that corporations can buy.
That would be
Mhm.
nice, right? And they also are attacking the landlords, right? That service that they all use to price
Yep.
fix.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Yep, that's good. So that's definitely needed. That's insane.
It is. It is.
That's insane. Yep. So have you heard any of these projections about all the people registering to vote for the election and all of the states that are possibly up for grabs as far as electoral votes go and stuff like that?
I a little bit. I know that like far more states are in play now than were in 2020.
Mhm.
North Carolina is in play. Even Florida could be in play.
I've heard that Florida and Texas are in play now, they said, according to recent polling.
I'm always a little bit leery. They've been saying that
Right,
about Texas for like decades now.
Oh, yeah,
right.
yeah.
And what do you think the
That's
odds
it. I think
are?
that's like just a Democratic wet dream right there.
Well, I mean, I don't know that it's the first time so many people have been signing up to vote,
And
record
that's
numbers.
true.
So that's kind of an indication, that's so it's really interesting to me. That's the only valid poll I can believe in is all the which isn't really a poll. It's just showing you the numbers and the
Yeah.
numbers of the people registering who are
Mhm.
registering and young people, women,
And campaign money.
and campaign. That's another
Yeah.
one too.
That's usually it's a pretty good indicator. Though in 2016, Hillary raised a lot more money than Trump did, and like obviously lost the electoral college. I don't think that they'll have the same problem this year in that regard, because I think that Kamala Harris is, rightly targeting um battleground states
Mhm.
and looking at the electoral map as much as she is the popular vote,
Right,
Mhm.
which the popular vote for a Democrat is almost a given.
right, right,
Like
right, right, right. It's electoral
Yeah.
shenanigans.
it's the electoral college that
Mhm.
you really have to win.
Right, right. And they're still scrambling to find things to get upset about. There's a Laura Ingraham that I saw where they have a clip of Kamala being like, "Oh, like she was at some place like a factory or somewhere and there were snacks and she was like, pretzels. Doug loves pretzels." And she's like, "Doug will just like hoover these things up at nighttime. I have to be like, baby, lay off the pretzels." And it was like, ha ha ha. And Laura's like, ew, really? And then his pretzels. I was like,
Like
wow,
that's something that's relatable. What are you
I know.
talking about? Like
Apparently Laura
everybody's got like somebody in their family that, will snack, eat up all their snacks.
right? Lay off the pretzels. You're going to be up all night peeing because you're so you're getting water all night or something. But yeah. So, but she was so like, ugh. It's like right up where with Tim Walls's dog. Is that really his dog? I mean,
Do
I
you
don't
did
do,
you
but then before he
hear
gets sick on,
did you
he,
hear about Tim Walls's brother?
yeah, then he barfed on him in a car trip, and that was his
Like
secret.
that was the thing that disqualified him as president.
I love that. Oh my
You
God, I
you,
think
you
it's so
got you
adorable.
got car sick as a kid,
Yeah,
Same
and that's
humor for me.
disqualified.
yeah.
Yeah, no one wanted to ride with him. And then they're like, "Is there anything else?" And he's all like, "No, that was
That,
it."
that was it.
It's pretty bad though. I mean, it was chunks. Like he was like
It proves
four.
it
Like
proves he was a
I
child.
know, right?
At
Don't
one
even
point,
get.
he was a child.
Yeah, I just thought it was even more.
That would be like saying that Danny is disqualified to run for electoral office because when she was pregnant, she puked on the bus.
Oh right, yeah, exactly. Oh, everybody hated her. She how that desecrated the bus. That was horrible. Yeah, right.
The
She did
gall.
the gall of that woman to just spew wherever she happens to feel sick.
Yeah, that was great.
That
And
was
he hasn't
funny.
talked to his brother in 8 years. And
Yeah,
it's over.
Probably because his brother's a dick.
Yeah.
yeah.
And over ideology. And Colbert is like, well, that makes him even more relatable. He's got at least one family member who no longer speaks with him over political
That's true.
bullshit.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
It just gets more and more relatable. Yeah. Oh, you're right there.
Yeah.
So they're still running with the abortion until birth and executing
And
babies.
after birth, too.
And executing babies. And they've also the new one too is that your son will go be careful because John may go to school one day and then come home Jane. Because apparently schools are doing trans surgeries now.
Yes, they're fully equipped.
Trans surgeries.
Yes,
Yes.
schools are doing trans surgeries
As most
now.
school
Did you-
nurses are equipped.
Did
They
you
have
hear
all of
that?
Yeah.
I did not hear that, but it's about as I'm sure it's about as dumb as it sounds.
Yeah. Bingo.
Let's see what the quote is.
And CNN did a fact check on it.
Yeah.
Who needs to do a fact check on? Like, how do you
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
my doctor's office can't even do minor surgeries because we're not, fully equipped for that.
Yeah.
What makes you think a school nurse is going to do that? They can barely bandage a kid up. And they have to call you if they do.
Yep.
Indeed.
Well, this was during a conversation on stage at a Moms for Liberties
God,
event.
yeah.
Donald Trump said, "The transgender thing is incredible. Think of it. Your kid goes to school and he comes home a few days later with an operation. The school decides what's going to happen with your child." And then he said it again like a couple days ago at a like North Carolina rally or something like that.
I wanna know who is actually buying
Right?
this stupidity.
Right? Like no
That's
one's gonna
amazing.
again, if you have a kid, they won't give you an aspirin. They won't give the kid
No,
any
yeah.
without your permission. So do you really think they're gonna snip his hoo-ha off?
Like you have to sign like 30 pages of paperwork just to get them a goddamn inhaler.
Right? Oh yeah, anything. And then it's doctor prescribed, right? Like
Yeah.
you give them everything. Yeah.
But they're gonna do a
Yeah. They
surgery.
just transition your child. And like that's how what a transition is too. It's just one surgery. That's what it is. Like, do they it's transition. It's a
Yeah, like it's implied
It
that
takes
there's a
time,
process.
right? There's
Unbelievable.
steps. You start out, you think about it, you counsel, you talk. Maybe you try something a little different. You wear something different. Try it on. Like what? I don't want to. Oh,
Oh boy.
He was transitioned.
He was
he's been
transitioned.
transitioned to me, and he's not happy about it. I wouldn't. I
No,
would
when
not have to either.
they snipped his.
Well, we did that too, but he's fine with that. He doesn't mind. It was just his balls. He doesn't even know. How? Maybe he does.
He knows. Look, let's see. See,
He's an asshole. My cat's a jerk. So yeah, so that was my
he's
one bit of
loving
fake.
on you. That's him showing love.
Yeah.
Look, he's hugging
love.
you.
Painful love. He's biting me.
Just like when my cat left me a dead mouse, a decapitated
Oh, he
mouse.
left you the best part.
I don't know where the head is.
Well, he probably ate it. And he's probably, oh shit, you know who would love this? Corey. I'm gonna bring this to Corey.
Dad would love this. I'm gonna leave it right here in the doorway.
But it was dead though, right? Because that's how you know it's a gift.
Well,
If
yeah,
it's
it was.
alive, he's trying to teach you, which is
Yeah,
also
well, I
a
didn't
form
know
of a
that.
gift. Huh?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
But
that's
it was
also a
definitely
form.
dead.
Yeah. The gift is dead, but sometimes they'll bring you a mouse, but they'll play with it in front of you, and that's because they're like thinking like, hey, I'll teach you how to fish, you know? Hey, here's how you do it. Here, you give it a try. And they're trying to like connect over killing mice, which is
Oh,
beautiful.
that's kind of cute.
Kind of is in a sick way. And the mouse is like, no, it's not. So yeah, we were talking about mice.
Mice and cats.
Nice and
And
cats
and he ran away.
and he left me because he doesn't want
He's
me.
pissed.
He wants you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to the debate. Whether or not she's on a box is really an item of my, I can't wait to find out.
Check the heights.
Checking the heights. Do you think he's actually going to do it?
I think he doesn't have a choice politically. If it's a lose-lose for him,
Mhm.
no matter what,
Right.
like, but at least, if he's there, he has the opportunity to, show the nation he's a piece of shit
Well,
and not just a pussy.
any
Mhm.
predictions? Anything we should put up? Maybe we should make a bingo card for ourselves, and we can see like looming would be one.
Looming will be one. The killing the babies thing will be another.
Right.
Mhm.
Will she say anything back to that though?
I predict she would make fun of it.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't seem to like address his crazy fact shit or give it much space at all. She's pretty much like, he's insane. Like, like when they asked her, oh, and what's her face, the blonde lady on CNN was like, he says you're not black. What do you say? And she was just like, next question. So
Yeah, well, of course, because that's stupid.
Really dumb.
Like
It's really
you're talking about things people can obviously see, like right in front of your fucking face.
right.
Like, don't be stupid.
All right. So we're back to we got looming, we got the baby abortion
Dead
thing, probably
babies.
transitioning.
Immigration, obviously.
We have dead babies.
Right. She's the czar, the immigration czar, which is wrong. So she should at least correct that. That's insane.
On that, I think that she will point out that they had a comprehensive, very conservative immigration bill on the table,
Yeah.
and he gave the order to take it off so that he could use it as a wedge issue.
Yeah.
Which will completely disarm that argument and put the onus back on the Republicans,
Right.
as the cause of the problem.
Right. But how, and I don't think anyone's ever challenged him on that. Like they do it on the news when he's not, not to him directly. I haven't heard him.
Well, that's
that.
gonna be up to Kamala Harris, and
Right.
I think she's preparing for those sorts of things. Like she knows, it's obvious. Like she knows how he debates and like what it's gonna be like,
Mhm.
and she has the ability to rewatch all of the previous debates like everybody else does.
Mhm.
That still has some semblance of sanity afterwards.
Right. I'm kind of looking forward to it because I know she's got a lot of experience as a prosecutor. So they're very good speakers.
Like she couldn't be any more prepared for that unless she were like a Jew.
Right. She's close though. She's got Doug.
She does have Doug, so she's Jewish. She's Jew
So what makes
adjacent.
you think that would the Jew part would make her uniquely qualified?
Have you ever argued with a Jew? Well, actually, yes, you do. You do all the time. Can you
My
can
roommate in
you
college was Jewish. I was
can
yeah.
you say with all seriousness that I am not an awesome debater? Maybe even a master debater.
We need a word up. We need the text going up.
Yeah.
A master debater. That's it.
Well, YouTube has already made us an age-appropriate channel after Carolyn put up the naked bike ride stuff. So maybe after that comment, we'll be put
Flagged
into like
again.
a PG-17 category or something.
A girl can be
Uh,
a master debater. You're so funny. But no,
That was such a dad joke.
it was a good dad
Yeah,
joke. I have
yeah.
a thing for dad jokes. I do like me some dad jokes. So
yeah, misconnections.
yeah, so that's good stuff.
Mm.
But no, I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm actually
No,
looking
So
forward
what
to it.
time
to
is it?
seriously answer your
Yeah.
question, the
Yeah.
reason why Jews are considered such good debaters is because we have the history of the Talmud.
Oh,
You
right,
know,
right. That's the whole tradition, right? Yeah.
yeah, and like the entire library of books that goes with it
Yep.
is nothing but debates.
Yep. Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So it's like
Like,
ingrained. Yeah, that's
we
you have
debate
the best
everything.
experience to that. Yeah.
Like from the proper way to put on cream cheese to like, everything, just everything.
Mhm.
Yep. That's a great point. That's very interesting. But I can totally I appreciate that. That's fun. Yeah.
There's a reason.
Tradition of debate. You're right. That
There's a reason, they say two choose three opinions.
I love it. No, that's fun. So I am looking forward to it. So you were looking forward to anything in particular from her or the debate?
I'm looking to see how she trashes him. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know if she's going for like the direct route or like the indirect, like you'll get it if you get it,
Right.
kind of jokes.
Right. Because I guess her goal is also not just to attack him, but she wants to do it in a way that will make it appealing for the viewers, other voters.
Well, not only that, but she also has to introduce herself again,
Sure.
again.
Again, 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 again.
To the audience in a way that will pull in like the so-called undecided.
Right. Right. Yeah. Do you think that there's going to be a lot of right-wing people watching the debate?
Are they smart enough?
I don't know. Like, right. Do they care about policy? Does it matter to them?
They may do it like just like for the comedy that they perceive, of it.
Should I try to find like a right-wing channel that's streaming the debate that we can have on our thing so we can watch that version as opposed to watching NBC or any other? Do you think there would be any additional fun to be had there, or would it just depress us to hear the bullshit?
I mean, it would provide potentially like a counterpoint, like to our
heckling.
Analysis and heckling.
Give us stuff to look up, I guess, too.
That's true.
If you wanted.
That's true.
Also an interesting thing, apparently Tucker Carlson is trying to whitewash Nazism.
Oh, right. We did hear you guys talk. Let me pull that up.
Yeah, that was
That was terrible, right? It was that guy that yeah.
But honestly, like that's something the right has been doing like for like a long time. Like
Yeah.
you know, trying to normalize like Nick Fuentes and
Right.
like
Yeah.
other, you know, like Nazi-esque, you know, sympathizers like Orban and like,
Yeah.
you know.
And I think Vance is actually going to be interviewed by him on the 21st by Tucker.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that should be incredibly disturbing.
What? He's interviewing Vance?
Yeah.
Two people that thoroughly lack a personality
Right.
having what could be only described as two machines talking to one another, two LLMs.
Yeah, well, it's already been pre-taped. So they're going to be, and he's scheduled to speak with him at a live event in 2 weeks. That is, he's refused to denounce Carlson after the Cooper fiasco. And that's the guy who was Tucker called it Daryl Cooper, who is a Nazi sympathizer, the most important popular historian working in the US today.
Yeah.
And Vance was just like, well, he doesn't believe in
Yeah,
guilt by association, cancel culture.
Although
So
Carlson,
that's pretty much saying he's never hurt me.
Although Carlson was a proponent of him, he's saying he's the most important historian
Right.
in the U.S. today.
Right. And Vance is
And
saying, "Well, he's nice to me."
I would thoroughly disagree with that. Because
Right?
frankly, until that interview, I had never heard of the guy, and I studied.
I love history.
Yep.
I don't know who that fuck that guy is. It's terrible.
Most of those books back there that aren't politics are history books.
Right?
Mhm.
So I don't get that, and I don't get that I hate that he said he doesn't subscribe to that can't guilt by association, right? And putting aside that he actually called him gave him his support by saying he was the most popular historian where he's not. It's also just what's wrong with guilt by association when it's a horrible person who does terrible.
Yeah.
Someone's like eating puppies. I'm not just going to be like, oh, well, he's a puppy eater. He rapes grandmas, but he's nice to me and he keeps a nice house. So of course he can come to the party. No one like that's not normal. That's weird. It's weird.
I'm not inviting pro-Palestinian kids to
Right?
Seder.
Sorry, guys. No, not welcome, right?
Yeah.
Guilt by association. That's a thing. You are who you hang out with.
Right.
Yeah. That was like a thing that, my mom said to me like all the time as a kid.
Yeah.
You are who you hang out with.
Right.
Like that's a representation of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So watch who you hang out with. I don't want to see you hanging out with dirtbags. I don't care if you're technically not a dirtbag. You're hanging out with dirtbags. That makes you a dirt. They're scum. You lay down with dogs. Get out with fleas.
Snap.
That was something my dad said all the time.
Right. And it's true. Definitely. I can attest to that.
You had fleas.
I've had fleas many times. Worms, fleas.
You need a Prevent-It collar.
I have a Prevent-It collar. I take a tablet once a month. Thank you.
Take the tablet.
He has to hide it in peanut butter for me, but I do get it down.
Oh shit.
So yeah, so we're at our hour, and also I'm looking forward to the debate. So we're going to be come back again. So
Yeah.
save your.
What time is it on Tuesday? Do you know offhand?
I don't.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
Debate Tuesday.
Probably like 8 or 9.
What to know about it? Come on, bitch. Where is it? It's at 9 p.m. on ABC News with 2 commercial breaks and a stream on Disney and Hulu as well. And the Fox News will also carry the debate live.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So that could be something we'll tune into. I was
Okay.
thinking of something a little more fun than that, but that's fine. And he has earned the privilege of choosing either podium placement or
yes,
the
he
closing
won the
statement
debate
order.
or the coin cost.
Yeah, he won the coin toss. So
he won the coin cost.
Yeah, he on the toss coin, whatever, the toss salad, whatever. But he's got, but there's when you win the coin toss, you get to choose whether you want to pick podium placement or closing statement order. So you can say like you can't get both. So what would you pick?
I would pick I'd pick
You're
the
the
closing
debate.
statement.
I would too, right? Because the
Yeah.
podium, it's going to be, it won't matter when you're,
Hmm.
when the
I'm
camera.
equally ugly on both sides, so
I mean, seriously, it doesn't, and
Yeah.
a lot of the video is just going to be on one person anyway, so you're not going to
Yeah,
know what
like
side they're
the
on.
statement,
So
yeah.
he'd be a real idiot to not pick, but maybe that one, the podium placement involves declaring whether or not the person can have a box. And maybe that's what he's trying to angle for. Who knows? But yeah, so
and honestly, like, I don't if they don't have, notes, they're not supposed to be able to take notes or whatever. Like, I don't need my glasses, so
right, yeah.
I
Yeah.
can just look naturally ugly on either side.
I wish they had notes though. I think that's a dumb one as well.
I agree.
Like,
I
give them the
agree because
questions ahead of time. Let them think of really good answers.
well, not even that. No, but I think you should be able to take notes because like
Sure.
especially like with somebody who like Trump who's a fire hose of bullshit.
Yeah.
Like I think it would be very beneficial to like, scribble down, oh, he said this. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like the presidency is not an improv gig, so I don't know why we have to deny them notes. I don't get that at all. They're gonna have plenty of time to have counsel. They're gonna. I think I was an English major, so when they had me who had a test, it was always open book. No, always open book. They were like, here, find it in there, and if you find it, you can rate your test. You got it. So I don't see a problem with being like,
You had
okay,
open
give me.
book tests?
Oh, every book was open book for English because they didn't ask you like who was the guy in the books. They just assumed you read it, and so you would have the questions would be more complicated, like describe the use of dove imagery in da 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 da, and you'd have to write these things. So you'd need to go back to your book to you know lay out these arguments. You didn't have to memorize pages of Shakespeare or anything like that. That wouldn't make any sense. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, I didn't. So yeah, English majors are lame. We did not have. We were not really tested. If you didn't get A's in English, you're a real loser.
See,
Yeah.
that's why I got to enjoy being a double major, journalism, philosophy.
Yeah, I was English and psychology, so close, close. But both of them, and psychology was multiple choice, so you'd have to be a super idiot to not get that. Just C D C D C D C D, and eventually you're gonna get something.
Psychologically speaking.
Psychology. You didn't know, just go for the
The
middle.
only thing I was never good at was math. That was it.
Yeah.
No, I hate math.
So,
I just hate it. It's annoying. I always made a typo, and then the typo sunk me. Very frustrating. Like that's the point of math that always bothered me, right? You make a dumb mistake and your calculations are off, but it's like I did it. I knew what I was doing. I just thought that 9 was a 7. Like let me have the grade, but they don't. They don't. Oh, I didn't get the right answer. Oh, we're here for the right answer. Like if I plan a spaceship and it crashes, and I'm like, but it was just a 7. It's the handwriting. So
That's why I always stuck with logic. Like
Mhm.
logic classes
Mhm.
are easier.
Yeah, those were good.
Mhm.
LaSalle made us take like a logic class. I didn't love it.
I
Not my
did.
fave.
It was right up my alley.
Eh, eh. Yeah, that goes with journalism. That goes with writing.
No, I meant with the philosophy.
Oh, sure.
Mhm.
Definitely. Yeah. All right. So this was fun. We did some fake news. We did some debunking. We did some not panicking or mocking of Trump's weird cease and desist,
Yeah.
puzzling cease and desist thing. So
Mhm.
yeah, let's see what happens.
I always do my panicking ahead of time. That's why I don't have hair when I come in here. It's already been set on fire, burned off.
That's nice. That's nice.
Pre-panic.
You pre-panic.
Yeah.
That's cool. I gotta get used to it. I gotta try that. The good tip. We'll end on that tip. Here's a
But
tip.
then you'd come in and end up as bald as I am.
Maybe I am.
Maybe.
Good
Burn a
idea.
piece.
There we go. Trying to do that. All right.
All right.
This has been fun.
We'll check in on Tuesday then.
We'll
Get
have a
set
fun
up.
time.
All right.
All right.
See you guys then.